What's up, everyone? It's Michelle URL here with Untwisting the Game Crypto, and today we are talking about Sovryn. In this video, we're going to be talking about what is Sovryn. We're going to talk about who is behind Sovryn, and we're also going to talk about the mission and why we need applications or systems like Sovryn in the first place. And so this is going to be a part of a larger series where we talk about Sovryn and kind of microdose everything that is Sovryn. Because if you've been on this channel, you know that Creole and I are bullish on things being built on Bitcoin, right? So we got to be talking about Sovryn. So if any of that interests you, definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you find that this video was helpful, go ahead and like the video. And if you want to connect with us further, join our Discord, hit the solo.to link in the description. And a few housekeeping notes: if I say anything wrong, if you want to share more information, if you have questions, whatever it is, get in the comments below and leave comments. Okay, so let's get started. Sovryn explained DeFi on Bitcoin's sidechain. And of course, all of these articles will be linked in the description below. Launched in April 2021, Sovryn is the first financial application on Rootstock and one of the first permissionless financial apps bridged with Bitcoin, the Lightning Network, Ethereum, and Binance Smart Chain. What's unique about Sovryn in the DeFi landscape is that its services are denominated in BTC and bridged with the Bitcoin network. Sovryn currently offers a variety of on-chain DeFi applications, including trading, lending, staking, and liquidity farming. The smart contracts running Sovryn's applications hosted on Rootstock, a sidechain linked to the Bitcoin network. As I said earlier, we're going to be microdosing everything that is Sovryn. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, we're going to talk about how Sovryn works, right? And we're going to be talking about Rootstock. Okay, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you're notified when we start releasing this additional content. Sovryn is part of the new generation of permissionless financial applications that offer cross-chain activity. Okay, so there you have it. That's what Sovryn is. So who is behind Sovryn? Sovryn was founded by entrepreneurs and brothers Eden Yago and Elon Nahari, and two anonymous contributors under the pseudonyms Oro and Jamie. Eden and Elon are early Bitcoin adopters, organizers of Bitcoin conferences, and longtime members of the RSK ecosystems. Okay, so we're going to focus on Yago, because if you're familiar with Sovryn at all, we see a lot of Yago, right? He's very engaged with the community. So this is Yago's LinkedIn. This is also Elon's, or Ellen's. I'm I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name, but again, we're going to focus on Yago. I also wanted to highlight this podcast with Yago. It's always interesting to hear the background of these founders, right? And of course, there's plenty of other interviews that you can search on YouTube. There's one with Pomp, and many others where Yago is talking about Sovryn and his background, okay? And this is Yago's Twitter, so got to be following Yago's Twitter as well. So some words from Yago here. So we know that Yago is behind Sovryn and founded Sovryn. But Yago says here, the Sovryn community takes decentralization seriously as the only defense against financial censorship. This is not a project invoking kabuki theater decentralization while having a single company behind the project. Sovryn is a public good controlled by no one entity and managed by a growing global community of contributors. Okay, and again, as you kind of browse through Twitter, and start seeing everybody posting about Sovryn, you'll see that there are a lot of great contributors to the Sovryn system. Okay, let's talk about Sovryn's mission. All right. And here is a quote, a Satoshi quote: "We can win a major battle in the arms race and gain a new territory of freedom." Satoshi Nakamoto. Sovryn is creating an open, fair, and transparent financial system for the world. Bitcoin empowers individuals with monetary self-sovereignty by providing a decentralized and censorship-resistant form of digital cash for anyone to hold and control. Holders of Bitcoin know their money is a sovereign entity in and of itself. But when Bitcoiners enter the current arena of financial applications for managing their digital wealth, the level of self-sovereignty is degraded. Sovryn enables people to expand upon the monetary freedom afforded by Bitcoin to achieve complete financial self-sovereignty. Today, the financial services infrastructure built around Bitcoins consists mainly of centralized platforms like exchanges, lending platforms, and financial institutions. With centralized services, users must give up their sovereignty, their control, their keys, and their coins to make financial use of their Bitcoin. Sovryn will provide a decentralized alternative that is true to the spirit, goals, and properties of Bitcoin. Additionally, Sovryn will allow users to protect their right to financial privacy and self-custody. All right, so if y'all have been here over the summer, right, summer of 2022, it has been catastrophe after catastrophe in centralized lending platforms and exchanges, right? So all of us should understand the importance of a system like Sovryn, right? Sovryn will allow users to protect their right to financial privacy and self-custody. All of us should know how important that is after this past summer. The Sovryn Protocol will help us all win the next major battle by making the world of finance the newest territory for sovereign individuals. Okay, so we have that. We understand the mission. Now let's talk about why we need it, right? Why do we need applications like Sovryn? Why do we need systems like this? So here we have the urgent need for Sovryn. And just so you all know, I'm pulling this information. If we go back over here, I'm pulling this black paper. This is the Sovryn black paper from the Sovryn blog. Okay. And again, all of this will be linked below. The urgent need for Sovryn. 4 major trends have developed over the last few years to create a perfect storm of urgent need for a system like Sovryn. 1. Financialization of Bitcoin. As it enters its second decade, Bitcoin has managed to establish itself as a true reserve asset that can attract global investors and institutional investment. While this is an important step in the maturation of Bitcoin towards becoming the global reserve currency, it also introduces new risks. The financial institutions that are becoming major stakeholders in the Bitcoin economy are of the old financial system. Permissionless decentralization is largely a foreign concept to them. The financialization of Bitcoin is an inevitable and necessary step towards Bitcoin emerging as a global reserve asset. However, the shape this financialization will take is up for grabs and will be determined over the coming years. Will users continue to find themselves forced to use centralized services that are increasingly indistinguishable from traditional finance? Or will we create the tools that extend Bitcoin's censorship-resistant properties to the financial sphere? 2. Regulatory attention. Until now, Bitcoin has not been viewed as a serious threat to the status quo by governments and their regulatory bodies. Now, due to the increased adoption of Bitcoin and stablecoins by individuals, technology companies like Facebook and institutions, this view is changing. Let's read that again. Now, due to the increased adoption of Bitcoin and stablecoins by individuals, technology companies like Facebook and institutions, this view is changing. Over the last few months, we have seen increased regulatory scrutiny. Facebook, Tether, and BitMEX are a few examples of regulatory attempts to bring the world of crypto to heel. Most recently, we have seen new and aggressive efforts to introduce the travel rule to crypto to curtail and limit the use of self-custody and wallets. All this while, multiple high-level entities within the U.S. government have been experiencing external hacks. Only true decentralized DeFi, which leaves traditional finance and all its weaknesses behind, can provide users the self-custody, privacy, and self-sovereignty they desire. As regulation becomes more burdensome, the desire for true Bitcoin DeFi will grow. Rise of DeFi. The crypto community has leapt into DeFi, making it the fastest growing sector of the economy. However, the biggest, most important asset, Bitcoin, has been largely absent from the shift to DeFi. This is despite the fact that Bitcoin holders are among the most interested in decentralized services of any community. The reason has not been a lack of desire, it has been a lack of appropriate opportunity. Most so-called DeFi projects offer only limited decentralization. The primary methods for bridging BTC to Ethereum are centralized. As a result, the options for Bitcoin DeFi have been unsatisfactory. Pair this with the extremely high fees on Ethereum, and it's no wonder that only 0.6% of BTC supply has been deployed in this way. And 4, lastly, Ethereum scalability. Ethereum has exceeded its current carrying capacity. Transaction fees for DeFi sometimes exceeds $100 per transaction. Ethereum, which has a culture of hyper-inclusivity, has become instead the most exclusive blockchain, providing lopsided advantages to its wealthiest users. This situation will not last. Change is around the corner. Layer 2 scaling, rollups, and bridging will provide new scalability and more inclusive fees. This is both a challenge and an opportunity. The shape of the DeFi ecosystem is going to change. Layer 2 projects like Sovryn provide a solution. In the medium term, this will dismantle part of the easy interoperability and composability through high that joy. Sovryn not only provides the infrastructure to bring Bitcoin fully into DeFi, it also provides a fully integrated DeFi stack designed from up for layer 2 scalability. With Apple-like composability, Sovryn becomes the central impetus for the creation of compatible self-sovereign DeFi products today and tomorrow. Okay? And we're going to end it right there for this video. Again, covering what is Sovryn, who's behind it, the mission, and why we need it in the first place. So if this was helpful to you, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you have any comments, drop it in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the continuation of this series where we're going to microdose everything that is Sovryn. See y'all in the next video.